Hello, my crafty friends. I know a lot of you guys have not seen me in YouTube in quite a while, and I hope I don't get emotional doing this. I knew it. Oh boy. I knew I'd have a hard time doing this video. I don't even know where to start. 6 days before Thanksgiving, I became sick and had heard on the news that there was a norovirus going around. So I thought that I had a virus, and it was getting abdominal pain and started throwing up, and told my husband I just got a bug and it's just got to ride itself through. And with my immune system being so low, I thought that I was, just weak from everything that I had been through. Well, 6 days went by, and my husband, during those 6 days, he kept asking, saying, you need to go to the doctor, Linda. I think it's time you need to get seen. You've been sick too long, and you can dehydrate. And I kept telling him that I'd be okay. I don't remember telling my husband any of this. I remember throwing up 2 times, and after the 2 times that I threw up, I must have been out of it, because I don't recall any memory whatsoever of those 6 days, except for the first 2 times that I got sick. After that, I don't remember anything. Well, the 6th day came along, and he came into the den, and I was laying on the day bed, and at first he thought I was asleep because he said I was snoring. But then the second time he came back in, when he came back in to check on me, I had turned the color of blue and had stopped breathing. So I was not breathing and not responding to anything. So he called the rescue squad, and they came out and got me. He had to do CPR on me. And they got me to come to, but they had to use that breathing pump, some kind of pump that they use to keep my air from going still in my lungs. So I was pretty serious condition. When they got me to the hospital, they had to put me on life support, and they had to put a trach in my neck, so I have a scar on my neck from where I've had the tracheotomy put in, a trach tube, and that's a little bit of a scab there or something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, they had to put trach me. They had to put me on life support, and my lungs were only 10% functional. They were only working about 10% and under. They did several CT scans of me and just see, because they couldn't figure out what was going on. I had vomited the vomit that was coming up, instead of coming all the way out of me, had aspirated into my lungs. And I developed a very, very serious pneumonia and sepsis on top of it. So they had to put me in a medically induced coma for 5 weeks. And then when I came to, the 5 weeks that they had me in the medically induced coma, they were trying to get Andy to pull the plug, because the lungs were just not showing any signs of improving. So they wanted to cut the machine off and just let me go peacefully, but Andy refused to let me go. Well, after about the 5th week, I started showing some improvement, and they finally were able to wean me off the life support machine. And I'll get that later. That's probably my mom. But anyway, they took me off the life support machine, and oh boy, why is it every time somebody's got a call? It never fails. Every time I do a video, somebody calls, but I'll wait and answer it later. Anyway, I got call waiting on there, and I can't reach the phone. Anyway, they please stop. They're going to keep ringing until they answer. It might be Andy, but he just left a few minutes ago. He went to the store. So anyway, they took me upstairs to the fifth floor, and when I was coming out of everything and was starting to wake up a little bit. And while I woke up, it dawned on me that I could not move my arms or my legs. I couldn't move my body. I was paralyzed from my neck down. I couldn't move at all. So it tore me all to pieces. I mean, it emotionally tore me all to pieces. So anyway, the only thing I could do was just lay there in the hospital bed, and I was a vegetable, you know. I couldn't do anything for myself. I couldn't even reach the call bell, and I had to yell for help in the hallway to the nurses when I needed, you know, their help. The first thing that I started doing while I was in the bed, and I kept saying to myself, no, this cannot happen to me. This can't be real. I cannot be this way. So I started trying to work on moving a finger, and from the finger it moved another finger, and from another finger moved another finger, and then my hand started moving, and then I started trying to move my elbow and my arm, and then I started trying to move my toes, and I just kept moving and you know, trying to move things until finally some things started coming back to life. And the doctors said that either two things could have happened to me, but they didn't test me for the one. They said that as a possibility that my illness may have been because I had the virus thing or the twisted bowel and got sick, that I could have gone into Guillain-Barré syndrome, and that might be why that my lungs were not responding the way they should have been responding. Or I either had my body just, you know, because of the pneumonia and the sepsis and the, you know, being on life support so long and medically induced coma, that my body just completely shut down. I mean, when I stopped breathing and didn't get the oxygen that I was getting, that things just shut down. My whole body was shutting down. I was basically dead, and I got brought to life, and the thing that got damaged was my arms, my legs, and you know, my muscles in my body. So as of right now, I can sit up. I've been through rehab. They've already sent me through 20 days of rehab, and I'm able to sit up. I'm in a hospital bed though, and because I have to use the bars to pull myself up with, and I can use my arms and my legs now, and I can feed myself. I still have a shake, like a little bit of a Parkinson type of shake, but I had a shake anyway. You guys remember some of my videos, I always told you I had shaky hands. Well, they're still a little on the shaky side, but I'm able to use from my waist up, I'm able to use everything, but I'm still not able to walk. The ankles and the one leg feels like it's paralyzed, and it still hasn't come to, and I don't know if it's going to come to or not. The doctors have ordered an outpatient rehab where they can have rehab at home. So we're going to try me on 6 more weeks of rehab to see how I do, and hopefully the 6 more weeks that I'll start walking. They did have me up on a walker today, but it was just, they stood me up basically, one person on one side and one person on the other side stood me up, and I stood on the walker, but the ankles wanted to twist in, so we'll see how things go and all, but this is one reason why I've been missing, why I haven't posted. I can't really type too well. I did go into Facebook and let my friends know on Facebook the other day what was going on, and told them to pass it around, you know, and everything, because my typing right now is just not good at all. It takes me a long time to type because my fingertips are very numb, and I'm still got the shaky hand. So I just want to let everybody know that I am here at home now, and I will be watching, you know, everyone's videos, and I'll try to comment the best I can and all, and I'll try to do another video and let everybody know how I'm doing. Hopefully I can get back to crafting again. Got all my craft stuff, and it's funny, I had everything in my den, and I moved it out of the den because I wanted my den to be my den. And now I've got my hospital bed in my den, and my Cricut machine is in the den, but it's on the other side. And all my craft stuff I put away in one of the bedrooms and part of the dining room. So the only way I can get to the stuff now is if I get in a wheelchair and wheel myself to it. And Andy, because we had to move all this hospital equipment in the house, I got a Hoyer lift, a wheelchair, the toilet seat, the hospital bed, the walker, shower chair. It's a whole bunch of stuff that I was given, well, not given, but the insurance took out on. And I've got a feeding tube. Oh my gosh, this thing is nasty. I can say one thing about a feeding tube. If you ever have to go on a feeding tube, or if you're against life support or anything, and you're not sure about the feeding tube, you don't want one. I'm serious, I can't stand it. I don't know if I can get it out or not. No, I might be able to pull it out this way. It's a rubber hose, and you hook it up to a it's like a pump that's above you and on a thing. Well, the bad thing about the feeding tube is it constantly fills you with fluids. This is what it looks like. And there's a hole in your stomach. So they put a hole in your stomach, and there's a balloon that goes into the stomach filled with water. And inside this, of course, there was a piece that went to this. We've taken it off now because I'm no longer on the feeding tube, but they had me on a feeding tube also. And this has got to be surgically removed, so I have to go Wednesday, be transported to the hospital and to have another feeding test to see how my swallowing does. And if my swallowing does okay, then we're going to schedule an appointment with the surgeon, and the surgeon will schedule a date, and we'll go in and have this tube removed. And I'll be honest with you, I can't wait to get it removed because it drains, and it yanks, and it burns, and it stings, and it's very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. But like I said, I've been through the ringer. I had tubes. There was 2 holes, or I got 2 scars now that were in my chest area right here, and both of them went inside behind my heart. So they were like checking my heart out. So I had tubes there. I had a scar on my side of my stomach, and I don't know what that was, but a tube was there. And then I had a tube up my you-know-what, so they could, soften the stool and try to get the bowel untwisted so I didn't have to have surgery. They wanted to do surgery. I was supposed to have had surgery, but they said if they would have done surgery on the twisted bowel, I would have died. I would have automatically died. So they tried something else, and they managed to get the bowel to untwist without having surgery, which was good. But they had to put me on the feeding tube. Then they had tubes up my nose. I mean, IVs everywhere, tubes all over the place. Like I said, when I came to, I didn't remember anything until I came to, and then when I came to, it was like a nightmare because I had all this stuff that I was hooked up to, and it was uncomfortable, and I wanted it out, and they said they couldn't take it out, and I had to deal with it, and it was a nightmare. But me not being able to move from my neck down is really what got me the most. But I am actually, like I said, now sitting up. I just can't walk, and I knew I'd get emotional when I did this video. I got tons of emails from so many of you asking where I was at. And when I went to go check my YouTube channel, I had all these videos that I get in my emails, so I had like 4,000 emails. And I couldn't read them all. I had to delete them. And they were videos from YouTube, people I've watched. But there were so many of them that I had to delete a whole bunch of them and just start over from, the day that I started watching videos. But I noticed that when I got down to deleting that there was all these emails of people wondering where I was at, is everything okay, and they hadn't heard from me in a while, and hadn't seen the videos of me, and wanted to know if everything was alright. And I just want to thank everyone that wrote me those letters. Thank you so much to the bottom of my heart for caring about me, and noticing that I was missing. I appreciate it so much. And I hope that my next video that I do, which, I'm going to have to calm myself down a little bit more, but I hope the next video that I do will be one that will be a much happier one. And I wish everybody well, and hope everybody has a very happy Valentine's weekend, including myself. It'll be a finally holiday that I will get to celebrate, because Christmas we didn't get to celebrate, Thanksgiving we didn't get to celebrate, New Year's Day we didn't get to celebrate, and the very next holiday that I've seen is Valentine's. So hopefully we'll get to celebrate with a little something. We're not going to do much, but I would love to see some snow. I've even missed winter, so that's another thing that kind of, I always told everybody that I love winter. Winter is my favorite holiday, or, time of year. I don't know, I just love winter. I love to see snow on the ground, and I love a fireplace burning, and I love to sit down and craft, and I didn't get any of that this year, so hopefully the next 6 weeks the groundhog was right and will give me somewhat of a winter. Well, love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later on. Talk to you later. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Let me see if I can sit this up. It's kind of hard to... Uh-oh. So I can get myself up. That's a problem I have, getting up. I have to pull myself up on the bed to turn things off. Here we go. Bye-bye, everyone.